Okay, if you're anything like me, you're into cars, you love going to car shows, car meets, going out for spirited drives, off in the canyons or up in the mountains. You enjoy your cars. You doesn't matter what kind of car it is, whether it be a supercar, a muscle car, a classic. You like your cars, and for me, I own a muscle car. I've always wanted a Lamborghini, something Italian, whether it be Ferrari, Lamborghini, or just something exotic, right? So one day, about 2 years ago, my wife decides to send me this picture of a Pininfarina emblem. So if you know your cars, the first thing that comes to mind when you see that emblem is Ferrari. I was like, wow, okay, so she texted me this picture. And so I write her back and I said, Ferrari? And she writes back and says, no. But the guy wants to sell it. And he says it runs. I'm like, it's got to be a Ferrari. So, no, it wasn't a Ferrari. But I said, okay, fine. If it runs, why not? It's Italian. Pininfarina. It's Italian. It's exotic. So she says, yeah, guy wants $2,000 for it. I'm like, $2,000 and it runs? And it's Italian? Okay. Yeah, let's get it. What could go wrong, right? So starts this YouTube channel. And well, let me show you. Here it is. This is a 1988 Alfa Romeo Spider Graduate. So this did the crazy runs for a second, maybe 2 seconds, and then would shut off. And so those of us who live in the 21st century know that our cars have computers. This one has 2 computers, and it's only a 4-cylinder engine. So, by golly, why would this thing have 2 computers? Well, it turns out that one of the computers starts the car. It runs off of a start injector, or it fires up a start injector, which gets the system going, gets the engine spun up, and then the second computer kicks in and fires off all the other 4 injectors. So it's got 5 injectors for a 4-cylinder engine. So messed around with it, looked on the forums, couldn't find anything about what's wrong with it. So I'm getting to dive into it all by myself. But I don't know everything about being a mechanic, so part of this is going to be taking it to somebody who knows how to do it. But for that, to get this car ready to go to said mechanic, I've got some things I need to do first. So, and one of those things is change the oil. So those of you who know anything about cars and changing the oil, here's the oil plug right here. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, move the camera a little bit so you can see that a little bit better. So right there, yeah, right there is the oil drain plug. That dirty thing right there. So on most cars, that's a 14 millimeter, 15 millimeter, maybe even in some cases a 17 millimeter. But on this car, yeah, no. Try a 27 millimeter. For those of you in the States, that's 1 1/16. 1 1/16 inch socket. That's ridiculous for this tiny of an engine. Okay, now I got some gloves on. Let's go ahead and do this. And of course, this is a 1/2 inch drive on that. Good grief. 27 millimeter. That is a huge, huge tool. The one thing I realized I failed to get was the seal gasket for this drain plug. So I'm going to try to, let's hope it doesn't leak and I can reuse the seal on his. Holy cow, that thing's on there tight. It's probably been on there since the 80s. Holy cow. Don't tell me it's a reverse thread. That would be dumb. Oh, don't tell me I have to get an impact on this. Oh, this is ridiculous. Why is that so tight? Okay, stand by. This is not happening. I'm going to do this off camera. Okay, before I pull out the impact wrench, try a breaker bar. So this is going like this. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Are you kidding me? Oh, good grief. Oh man, this is aluminum. I do not want to break that. Why, people, why? Why do you put these on so tightly? I'm wondering if it got taken to a shop. One of those loops. Oh, there it went. Holy schmoly. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay, that thing's got some threads on it. Good grief. Should be out by now. There it goes. Not too bad, really. I was expecting it to be much more black, but still, that's dirty. Oh, and smell that fuel. Ooh. There's fuel in that. All right, we'll let that drain, and we'll come back. Okay, so here's the drain plug, and one of the cool things, I've seen this in other videos, but I totally forgot to show this on camera. These little things right here on the drain plug, those are magnets, and I've cleaned it off, but one of the cool things that I noticed was when I pulled this out, there was no iron, there was nothing stuck to those magnets, so they were clean. So that's a good sign. That means that nothing that has iron in it is getting caught up in the magnet. That doesn't mean there's something else in there not getting circulated. Could be a whole lot of aluminum, you never know. So, but at least those magnets were clean. That's a good thing. So one thing you'll notice here is, you probably noticed when I was putting my finger in the oil spill when I first pulled the drain plug off, you can still see it draining right there. It seems watery. This car takes 10W50, and that looks more like a 020, maybe a 1030. That's not a real heavy oil at all. It's coming out of there. It's got me kind of worried, but it's not that dirty. It was dirty, but yeah. I'll be putting 1050 in it, which was actually kind of tough to come by here where I live. So after I do that, I'm gonna get the filter out. Filter's right there. Previous owner put Fram in there. So it looks like maybe he may have done the oil himself. I don't know. We'll see. I have no idea. But yeah, that oil definitely looks a little too watery for what I would suspect to be 1050. So when I first got this car, I peeked underneath here and I noticed that there was all this just greasy sludge underneath here, and I was wondering, wait, how the heck did that happen? And now I realize when you pull the filter, it's going to drain directly on top of the oil pan. So yeah, now I see why this is so crudted up. Oh well. See if we can get that thing out of there. That is not a good position. And of course it's tight, just like the... Good grief. Nope. Oh my goodness. It is seriously tight. Oh, this is ridiculous. Last thing I want to do is split that can. Ugh, good grief. Oh. This better not get stuck on there. Or just split out. Oh, yes. Oh, please. All right, so it seems like the only way I'm going to be able to get this is from up above. So I already got the strap wrench around it, and I was able to get it to loosen up a little bit. So oil pan underneath this. That is not going to catch much. That's a bad spot. Okay. There it goes. Holy cow. All right. Back underneath. Okay, that's pretty clean oil. Okay. You need to get a flashlight so you can see up in there. Okay. There it is. Not too bad. Yeah, give it a quick wipe down and put the new one on. Okay, I didn't show it on camera, but yes, I did put oil on the ring there. So, this is the only, so this is an S16 size. This is the only brand that they had in the S16 size. So, yeah, beggars can't be choosers, so STP it is. So, here we go. What's interesting is this filter is bigger than the one on both of my V8 vehicles. I can't imagine the amount of flow that goes through this thing for a little bitty 4-cylinder engine. Well, it's 2 liters, not tiny, but still, it's not like it's a 6-liter engine or a 7-liter engine, or even a 5-liter engine. Okay. Okay, oil change done. So as you can see, it runs. I'm so excited. So it took me $2,500 to do it. I took it off to a guy in another city away from me who was known as the Alfa doc. He knows everything about docs, about Alfas. So all I asked him to do was just get it running and I'll do the rest. And he got it running. It was quite an ordeal apparently, but I'm not gonna go there. But what it needed was the fuel system needed to be completely cleaned out and redone. So he cleaned out the gas tank, reran fuel lines. I already ran some fuel lines, and he put in new injectors. So all 5 injectors. So again, this car has 4 run injectors and 1 start injector. So he replaced all 5 and did a little bit of rewiring on the ECU. I don't know exactly what it was, but it fires up, it runs great. This thing rips. So, I mean, it's not a fast car. It's not anywhere as fast as my other cars, but for what it is, holy smokes, the thing just keeps pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling. But I don't know what the numbers are. I think it's like 120 horsepower. I don't know what the torque rating is, but it runs great. With the exception of, well, I took it to Cars and Coffee this past Saturday, and just to show it off with the rest of the other Alfa Romeos. And once I hit about 60 miles an hour, this high-speed vibration was just taking over the entire car. It was just vibrating bad. So, and on the way back from Cars and Coffee, it was even worse, doing it at 50 miles an hour. And now it's doing it around at 30 miles an hour. So the drive shaft is shot. I'm pretty sure the U-joints are gone. I'm curious about the ears on the U-joints. I may have spread those out. So I got a new drive shaft, complete new drive shaft coming with U-joints, of course. And I'm gonna slap that on. Also, the guy who got it running for me put in a pre-fuel filter. So as the fuel comes out of the tank, it's got it going into an extra fuel filter. So I need to change that just to get some of the other junk that's gotten caught into the fuel line, get that all pushed out. So yeah, it runs. So I'm gonna get this thing up on the lift and start working on it. But for now, I'm just gonna leave this video there, and then I'll show you guys what I'm doing in the next video. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.